This is the ultimate Cyberpunk Nexus guide, where in today's video, I'm showing you everything that you need to know about Cyberpunk Nexus. Cyberpunk Nexus is a free-to-roam fighting game, featuring punishing and unpredictable gameplay, with additional missions that you can complete for more money. I'm showing you everything that you need to know about Cyberpunk Nexus. This video might be long, but please watch all the way through. In order for you to progress, you want to go around the map completing missions and looting crates. This is how you can get money and chips. You need this for installing Cyberware so that you can become more overpowered to fight other enemies. Starting off this video with progressing. So if you want to get better loot, better items, you want to go around the map, you will find that there's going to be crates. By looting crates, you can get money and chips. You can also get yourself accessories, weapons, and cyberware. There's so many locations for where you can get crates, but the best location for where you want to be farming crates has to be the sewers. In the sewers, there's not a lot of people, and there's so many crates for what you can get. Whenever you open up a crate, you might be brought with this minigame, and what you want to do is basically click on a number. And then as long as that number is in the same grey column, you can click on it. As you can see, click it again, and all of the numbers was in the same column, this one column here. So I can actually open it up. And inside of these crates, you can get yourself cyberware, guns, consumables, which are very important for PvP. By looting, you can get guns, inhalers, you can also get yourself cyberware, which is going to be very important for becoming more overpowered. I will show you all of the controls on the screen right now, because there's a lot of controls for what you might not understand. These are going to be all of the controls in Cyberpunk Nexus, so if you don't know how to use your inhalers or cyberware skills, this will basically show you how to use them. With all of the loot what you gathered, you can make your way to this NPC, and this is the NPC for where you can actually sell all of your loot to get money. So if there's any loot that you do not need, make sure that you are selling it to get money. So you can actually sell cyberware for a lot of money, weapons, whatever you've got that you do not need, make sure you go ahead and sell it. Personally, the best way to make money is by looting crates. However, you can also go ahead and complete missions for money. A mission, what I really love to do, is actually going to be the mission located right down here, where you will need to deliver a crate. So if you do this crate quest, you can actually get yourself 2,000 every time you do it, which is a really good way to make money. By making your way to the doctor is where you can actually install your cyberware so that you can become a lot more overpowered. So by looting around the map, you can actually get yourself cyberware. There's so many different types of cyberwares for what you can get, and I know what you are thinking. Which ones do I equip and which ones do I not equip? Well, just to briefly go over all of the different types of cyberware, I will show you this. So this will basically show you what each cyberware will basically do. So there's tons of different types of cyberware, such as virtual goggles, leapers. You can also get yourself grenade launchers, gorilla arms, mono wire. There's so many different types of cyberwares for what you can install. So it's going to take a while to go over each and every one of them. But if you want to install it, go to this doctor, hold out your cyberware, and then you can actually install it by spending your money and chips. So if you do speak to the doctor with nothing equipped, you can actually go ahead and remove different types of cyberware. So you can see that this is the cyberware what I've currently got equipped. However, if you do click your upgrade, this is where you can actually go ahead and upgrade different types of stuff. You can actually go ahead and choose one from each area. You can actually upgrade different types of stuff, so just make sure you're doing that once you've got enough money to do so. Something what's really good about Cyberpunk Nexus is if you do type in Cyberpunk Nexus, you can actually change your voice. This is very unique, and I've never saw this in any other game. So if you want to adjust your voice, you can do that right here. And the crafting area is where you can actually dismantle your weapons for tier components so that you can craft different types of stuff. So yeah, you can now conceive of a doctor is going to be, if not one of the most important NPCs that you want to head to for becoming more powerful. There's so many different types of areas that you need to know about, such as this first area, which is going to be located inside of this house here. This is where you can actually go ahead and insure your items. So whenever you die, you will basically go ahead and lose a cyberware. But if you want to put insurance on the items what you got, you can do it by making your way towards this location. By making your way towards this location, you can actually go ahead and buy inhalers. Inhalers are going to be very important, and like I said, if you want to use your inhalers, I did show you the controls how to do it. If you press Control and 1, you can basically use your inhaler. So it's Control 1 for your health inhaler, and for your stamina inhaler, it's Control 2. And basically, inhalers will increase your health and stamina. So if you want to get yourself more inhalers, you can actually buy them by making your way over here. And you can just buy a bunch of inhalers. And they're going to be very important, especially for PvP. Your main goal is basically loot stuff, install cyberware, and then once you've done that, you can start PvPing with other people. And there's also a chance that you'll be swarmed by bots and you just want to basically kill them. So basically by killing players, you will be able to go ahead and level up. You now can see why cyberware is very important for PvP situations. You will often encounter these bots around the map and you can actually loot them for money, chips and compartments, which is very helpful for upgrading your character. You now might be wondering, what are the best cyberware that you need to get? If I'm going to be honest with you, Zeta, Dyna, Kiriyoshi are going to be absolutely broken, and that is what everybody's after for right now. And you might be wondering, what is that? So it's one of the rarest ones, one of the best high demand cyberwares what everybody's trying to get, and basically whenever you use it, you can basically run really quickly, and you can now see why that is very overpowered, and you can use it for so many different opportunities. And that guy literally just scared me. But looking at this list right here, if you are wondering which one should you use, if I'm going to be honest with you, for your head, virtual gargoyles, because you're going to be getting a stamina buff. Legs, you want to have leapers, because you can actually use it to get out of some pretty nasty situations when you're about to die. And you can also go ahead and have Zeta for fast speeds. Something what's really important is that you do not go ahead and use certain cyberwares for too long. Because if you do use this cyberware for too long, if you stay in this mode for way too long, you can see that it starts to basically, you start to black out and you start to go into some sort of psychic. And you basically, if you stay in that mode for too long, you're basically going to go ahead and you're basically going to die. Let's just say that. There's also going to be NPCs around the map where you can actually buy and view certain data, as you can see. So you can actually go ahead, and there's just so many different types of NPCs around the map, such as things where you can actually buy certain guns. The map is that big. What I recommend you doing is going around the map, trying to find as many NPCs as you can. I showed you most of the most important NPCs that you need to know where to sell and upgrade your cyberware. Something what's really good is if you are playing with a friend, you want to basically create a party. Creating a party is going to be very important. And if you are playing with a friend, it's really hard to navigate where your teammate is. So if you do exclamation point mark like that, you basically show where you are located. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I showed you how to loot. I showed you how to upgrade everything. There's so much stuff what I probably did not go over. There's obviously going to be events will happen. every few minutes, such as a blackout where you can get yourself more money and more chips. But if you got any more questions, let me know down in the comments if you need any help with anything. But as long as you've done everything what I told you, you should understand everything about Cyberpunk Nexus. So if you got any questions about anything, let me know down in the comments below.